You guys want to come on up for Public Works? And I'll read the proclamation because it is your week. Hi, how are you guys? You're going to be on the good side, huh? Okay. Whereas Public Works personnel operate and maintain infrastructure and provide services essential for everyday life and economic growth while providing leadership in floods, snowstorms, and natural disasters. And whereas the support of an understanding and informed citizenry is vital to the efficient operation of infrastructure services and maintenance programs such as traffic, sanitation, sewers, streets, forestry, and wastewater reclamation. And whereas the protection and the preservation of the area's natural resources for the benefit of future generations depends on the sustainability of these services and programs. And whereas the quality and effectiveness of these functions, as well as their planning, design, and construction, is vitally dependent upon the efforts and skill of public works and engineering officials. And whereas the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated personnel who staff the departments of Public Works and Engineering and the Wastewater Reclamation Authority are materially influenced by the people's attitude and understanding of the importance of the work they perform. Now, therefore, I, Connie Bozen, on behalf of the City Council and the residents of Des Moines, do hereby proclaim May 17th through the 23rd, 2026 as National Public Works Week. And I call upon all citizens and civic organizations to acquaint themselves with the issues involved in providing our public works and to recognize the contributions which public works and engineering officials make every day to our health, safety, comfort, and quality of life. So with that, I will turn it over to Jonathan Gano, who heads up our public works.
Thank you, Mayor Bozen, for the opportunity to proclaim National Public Works Week. It's the time once a year when all 30,000 public works agencies across the country unplug a bit from doing our regular daily business and add on a little extra measure of recognition for our colleagues that are doing the daily work of taking care of our communities, keeping us clean, safe, healthy, and keeping our infrastructure in good operating condition and providing essential services. So thank you very much for this recognition.
Thank you. Does anyone else want to say anything? And thank you for all the work you do, because like we say, when things go well, we don't hear anything about it, but we need to recognize them for whether things are going so well, whether it's a huge storm or whatever comes up. So it's great to be able to recognize you on a day where it's a special week. Thank you. Let me get this. Oh, you're coming for it. Sorry. Thanks. Board meeting for May 18th, 2026. Please take the roll.
Bozen,
Here.
Simonson,
Here.
Bach,
Here.
Barron,
Here.
Westergaard. Here. Mandelbaum,
Here.
Gatto.
Here.
We have a quorum.
The next item is, excuse me, item 2, approving the agenda as presented and or as amended.
Move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. The next item is number 3, approving the City of Des Moines Municipal Housing Agency submittal of comprehensive housing counseling grant application to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Board Communications number 26-184. Is there a motion?
Move approval.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, please vote.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move approval, Your Honor. Item number 4.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Oh, sorry.
Voice vote.
or votes vote?
Usually we do a voice vote.
all
so
in
I didn't
favor?
remember.
Aye. This meeting's adjourned. We will reconvene in a couple minutes for our regular meeting at 5 o'clock. The Des Moines City Council meeting for May 18th, 2026. Please take the roll.
Boson,
Here.
Simonson,
Here.
Voss,
Here.
Barron,
Here.
Westergaard. Here. Mandelbaum,
Here.
Gatto.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Next item is item 2, approving an agenda as presented and/or as amended. And tonight, 4G has been withdrawn, inspection incomplete. 4S has been withdrawn, application withdrawn. 5MM withdrawn, application withdrawn. 5NNN withdrawn, application withdrawn. And the regular agenda, 39, is the updated speakers list.
Move approval, Your Honor.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. The next item is approving the consent agenda. These are items 3 through 34. These are routine items and will be acted by one roll call vote without separate discussion unless pursuant to council rules, council requests an item to be removed to be considered separately. Tonight, we have item number 5, Voss votes no. Item number 6, Voss votes no. Item 24, Mandelbaum wants to speak. 29, Mandelbaum wants to speak. I'll entertain a motion.
Move approval, Your Honor.
Second.
And we actually have a speaker. So if Carol Maher would like to come up. And again, we have 3 minutes to speak for a total of 15 minutes.
Hi, my name is Carol Maher. I live in downtown Des Moines in Ward 3. I'm speaking tonight on consent item number 21, which is hiring 8 outside counsel at 3 different firms for a project that isn't in the wheelhouse of our in-house attorneys. I was honored to be part of the Engaged DSM cohort that is wrapping up right now, and we had Chief Deputy Corporation Counsel Fisher speak to us about the law department, which was great. And he was very bullish on the in-house counsel, in-house attorneys that provide counsel to the city and how that's much more effective and efficient than hiring outside counsel all the time. And while we rarely do it, it's often under the cloak of darkness, and we can't really say why it is. This one appears to be something that may be beneficial to residents with the big payout at the end. And I'm wondering if maybe next time we do something like this, that we, when we hire 8 attorneys at 3 law firms, we kind of are more upfront about why we're doing that and what the impact will be, and what the deal was cut with these law firms, because it appears we're not going to pay anything, presumably no court costs or administrative fees at either, unless we win. So it would have been great to include that if possible. Okay.
Go ahead. And
Number
next item,
24. Do you want me to speak on 24 since Mr. Mandelbaum wants to
No,
speak?
you have the right. You
Okay,
asked to speak,
okay.
so.
I have the right.
You have the right to speak too.
I have the right.
You signed up for it.
Party. Okay. Again, my name is Carol Maher. I live in downtown Des Moines in Ward 3. And I'd like to mention the Court Avenue Hy-Vee that as a downtown resident, I go to an awful lot. And what is really great is they have consistent hours every day from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. are like known hours and easy to remember. This sort of like changing in times of daylight savings time is kind of, not really desirable. So if I could have a vote, which I don't, and I'm just one downtown resident, it would be really great if we could keep it consistent 7A to 9P. And since they reopened the ADA entrance off of Fifth Avenue, it's been a much chiller vibe down there. It's not like a police state where they had off-duty cops in Hy-Vee security where sort of congregating around the entrance. It's much more helpful smile in every aisle. So we appreciate that as downtown residents, that it's more friendly. And I'm going to take one little detour. I want to say goodbye to Nick Tarpey, who's one of the best employees the city has. He is kind, smart, professional, curious, and was great help to me during my short time on P&Z and has listened to all my crazy ideas since when he's been in the economic development position. He's the kind of employee you want on the team, and the city will suffer after he leaves. Good luck to Nick. Thank you.
Thank you. That's been moved and seconded. Please vote. Taking a job.
7 yes.
Motion carries on the consent items. So the next item is item 35 on conveyance of excess city-owned property locally known as 2704, 2706, 2714, and 2718 George Flagg Parkway, along with 2 adjoining parcels to South by Southwest LLC for $155,000. Council Communication Number 26-178.
Seeing no one, I'll move item 35.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. The next item is 36 on vacation of segments of University Avenue right-of-way and conveyance of easements for bus shelter encroachments on city-owned property to Des Moines Area Regional Transit Authority for $400. A is first consideration of the ordinance above.
Mayor, just a quick comment and question for Scott. Do we have to charge them $400? Can that be waived? It seems like we're trading money back and forth here. Our franchise dollars are going towards them. We're paying. I mean, why are we charging them $400 for this? This is.
No, that's up to the council. You can waive.
I'd like to make a motion to waive that, if possible.
They're
It's only for
moving-
2 at this
Yeah,
point.
they're
So that's
moving
not
2 of the bus stops because of the new route of the reimbursement.
Right. So I'd like to waive their cost of $400 for those new shelters as part of this motion.
So just these two,
Just these two.
not
These are the
for,
2 they're asking for that need to be moved because of the reimagine.
Right. Just these 2. We'll consider the other ones as going forward, but these 2 are on our agenda. It's $400. That seems a little excessive for just moving these. I'd like to waive that fee as part of this motion, and I'll move 36 and 36A unless somebody else has some other comments.
Second.
And I'll, pursuant to Rule 42A, I'll waive the second and third reading if possible.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other comments?
Second. Well, I think Councilmember Gatto makes a great point, and I wouldn't mind just memorializing that as policy for conveyances in the future.
I think right now, why don't we take the
With
vote
our-
and then we can talk about it if more come up. But right now, this is with the reimagine. Let's get this done.
I think it'll be all of our
can bring it
decision
up.
as
We
we
can bring
go
it
through
down.
this policy, as this comes in front of us, we can make decisions going forward. But this one here, the 2 of these, I just think it's silly to be charging $400.
Okay, there's a motion on the table. Any other comments? If not, please vote.
7 yes.
Motion carries. The next item is 37 on request from Grace Evangelical Lutheran Church, Michael Schmidt, officer, to amend the Plan DSM Creating Our Tomorrow Comprehensive Plan to revise the future land use classification of property from low-density residential to public, semi-public, and to rezone 3024 52nd Street from N3B Neighborhood District to P2 Public Civic and Institutional District to allow outdoor uses accessory to an assembly, place of worship use, including a prayer garden with columbarium, meditation space, and landscaped walkways. A is first consideration of the ordinance above. B is final consideration of the ordinance above. Waiver requested by the applicant. It requires 6 votes. First, if anybody a party of interest, the applicant within rezoning of 250 feet could, you'll have up to 5 minutes to speak. If not, germane comments from the public. Anyone wishing to speak to this?
Seeing none, Your Honor, I will move approval of 37, 37A, and 37B.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven yes.
Motion carries, and that's the end of the hearings at 5:09. The next item is item 24. It's the second amendment to the Urban Renewal Development Agreement with 420 Court Avenue LLC regarding operating hours. Council Communication Number 26-185. I believe Councilman Mandelbaum, you wish to speak to this.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank staff for their good work on this. These operating hours have gotten a lot of attention over the years. This amendment represents memorializing more consistent hours, so we're adding a couple hours back in the agreement. And the piece that I really want to emphasize is that there are more customers on the way. We've got a couple of really big developments just a couple blocks away that will be really great for this grocery store. They'll be good customers, and it will also improve the quality of life of those folks who just have a short couple block walk to this store. And so my hope is that with additional customers, when we revisit this again in a couple years, that maybe we can even expand hours because things have gone well. Hy-Vee has done a good job reaching out to those new downtown residents, and we're seeing the benefits of the downtown grocery store, both to the residents and Hy-Vee itself. So with that, I will move item 24, but thankful for the approach that staff took here.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Please vote. I want to thank Hy-Vee too for their commitment to downtown.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. The next item is number 29, amendments to the schedule of fees regarding Chapter 60 as it relates to rental inspections and rental property licensing. Council Communication Number 26-180.
Thank you, Mayor. So I wanted to talk about this particular item. If you've been with me at a neighborhood association meeting or other places in the last month or so, I've been talking about how I think it's time for the city council to adopt a cancer agenda. And one of the things that is a basis for that, the Iowa Environmental Council and the Harkin Institute released a really important report on environmental risk factors and cancer in this state. And I think it would be great that we have a presentation, that we invite them in for a work session. Doesn't even need to be a normal work session. We can just schedule it and whoever have it in this room and whoever from the council can make it. But I think it would be great for all of us to learn about those various risk factors. One of the key risk factors identified and that the report highlights is radon exposure in this state. And radon exposure is one of the leading causes of lung cancer. It's naturally occurring in Iowa at high amounts. It is a real and significant risk. We have seen a lot of action about radon in recent times. In fact, one of the things that there are very few things that I would highlight from the legislative session that I think are positive, but they have a radon mitigation legislation that requires passive radon mitigation systems for all new constructed homes. So new constructed homes have protections from radon. When you go to sell your home, it's pretty standard now during the inspection process that you ask for a radon mitigation test. And if they're high radon levels, you require the seller to install radon mitigation, or you negotiate about it, and you go into a home that you newly purchase with eyes wide open about radon mitigation and risks. The gap is in rental properties. And one of the things that we can do as a city council to protect folks is to add radon mitigation testing as a requirement for our rental certificate. So this is dealing with our rental inspection and our rental certificate. I'm not asking that we do that here today, but my hope is, as a council, that we can ask staff for their recommendation of how they would turn a radon mitigation testing and requirement into a condition of receiving a rental certificate, and that we can either discuss that at a work session, or if there's support for it, bring it back to council to act on that going forward. So I'm happy to move item 29, and I'd like to add to that we ask staff to come back with a recommendation for how to incorporate a radon mitigation testing requirement, and if the test comes back high, requirement for installation of radon mitigation as a condition of rental certificates going forward, to be discussed at a future council meeting.
I just wanted to comment. First of all, we've already started that process. Staff is already looking into it based on if anybody heard the report from the 99 counties. So that is being worked on right now. So I don't think it's a problem bringing it forward. So just to let you know that it's already being worked on. And to go back to the report, you had wanted a work session. I believe the report that they gave needs to be broader than that. So we are having a meeting, I believe it is this week or the beginning of next week, with the group that did this study, that we will have a conversation as to what dates they could come to Des Moines to put that presentation on again, because I believe when they had it at the Harkin Institute, it was packed. So we want to make sure that this isn't just us hearing it, but that we have an opportunity for more people. So we're working on that. We'll get back to the council and all the members on dates that work for the people that did the presentation. So
we're already working on the stuff that he already asked for, the radon. I'll second his motion.
okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any other comments? If not, please vote.
7 yes.
Motion carries. The next item is item 38, amending Chapter 114 of the Municipal Code regarding traffic regulation changes as follows. Council Communication Number 26-176. A is a parking modification, on-street parking changes related to Hannawalt Elementary School. 1 is 56th Street between Southwest 58th Drive and Grand Avenue. 2 is Robertson Drive between 56th Street and 53rd Street. B is speed limit modification, 28th Street from Ingersoll Avenue to University Avenue. C is corner clearance parking restrictions, 1 East Merced Street and East 48th Street, 2 Michigan Street and Clark Street, 3 Shawnee Avenue and 15th Street.
Mayor, so item A is one that we'd previously tabled and is now coming back to us. Based on what I have heard and just the rationale that I've seen, I would like to permanently table A1, which is the
56.
yeah, or maybe not permanently, indefinitely table until there is better consensus with the neighbors. And in digging into this, like this came from, or was initiated from a 2022 request, and it ongoing, but I've not heard a lot from, I know there's some interest, and yes, it might improve things some, but there's not a lot of urgency from the school or the parents, as far as I can tell. and the impact on the neighbors would be pretty significant. So until we can figure out something a little bit better, I'd like to wait on that. I think from my read of the packet, because A2 is new, but that looks like correcting just to meet existing conditions in the field and making code consistent with that. So I'm okay moving forward with that. And I'm good with items B and C. So I'm happy to make a motion to table 38A1 and then to move forward 38A2, 38B, and 38C 1, 2, and 3.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded.
You want to wait?
Can I complicate it and waive the second and third reading for B and C, but not for A2, just in case there's some concern?
I'll second that.
Tom, can you follow all that?
You got it, Tom.
I think we got it. Okay, everybody got that? Please vote.
7 yes.
Motion carries. If we need any more clarity, well, let us know. Okay, item 39 is the request to speak. We provide speakers under the public speaking portion the opportunity to address the council for up to 3 minutes each for up to 20 speakers for a total of 1 hour agenda. Speakers will be called forward individually, and we ask everyone to please state their name and address or ward prior to providing comments. Please keep comments germane and avoid references to personalities or character attacks, as those types of comments do not contribute to the purpose for which this public forum exists. As a reminder to the council and the public, this public speaking time is to hear your comments. And if there is a need to follow up, we will get it to the appropriate staff or council to follow up at a time after this meeting. I want to thank everyone for your support of Des Moines. And the first speaker we have is Jason Silk.
This is the correct space, right?
That's it.
All right, new place, had to check. Good evening, Mayor, Council, and engaged residents. My name is Jason Silk of Johnston, Iowa, 50131. For over 30 years and up until very recently, I lived, worked, and played in the city of Des Moines. I stand before you today as a cautionary tale. In February, I moved to Johnston, not because I wanted to leave the city I loved, but because a growing trend of anti-community actions in my neighborhood that made it clear the city's priorities were shifting. Now I see that same spirit being directed to the 515 Run Club. For those who don't know the story, I will tell you a little bit about one of the organizers. Anthony Ario, a professional photographer who understands our city's culture better than most, he turned a personal injury into a mission to help people stay healthy and connected. When we talk about making Des Moines a best place to live, we're talking about exactly this. Young, diverse leadership taking the initiative to build third spaces for our residents. When the city responded with that initiative with threats of police intervention and $4,300 in fees for the free informal group, it sends a chilling message. It tells young people and people of color that our parks are only for those who can afford them. It tells them that their presence is a cost to be managed rather than an asset to be celebrated. I see the reports that the city is concerned about fairness to others paying groups and trail congestion. But let's be honest, when 150 people show up to Grace Lake and pick up trash, as the 5015 Club did 2 weeks ago, they are providing a service to the city that far exceeds a $120 permit. Fairness isn't just about applying a fee schedule blindly. It's about recognizing the difference between a commercial race and a grassroots community gathering. If the city's only solution to too many people using our parks is to tax them beyond so they go away, then we are failed as a growing city. As someone who spent a quarter of a century contributing to the city before finally feeling pushed out, I'm asking you to look at the optics. When you penalize a free, minority-led wellness group with thousands of dollars in fees, you are telling the residents that their contributions aren't valued. Please don't make the people who invest their time, energy, passions, and money into Des Moines community feel like they have to look outside the city limits to see a return on their investment. We should be a city that protects and partners with our community builders, not one that builds them for the privilege of making our city a better place. Thank you.
Thank you. Lulu Dickey?
Good evening, Mayor, Council members. My name is Lulu Dickey, and I am here tonight as a resident of the Riverbend neighborhood in Ward 1. I know we face some difficult challenges as a city. People are worried about our libraries, among other vital services neighbors like mine rely on. I want to be honest about where I think that anger belongs. The property tax bill that came out of the State House this session has put cities in a corner. It caps what we can raise without a clear way to replace it, and it leaves us holding the bags for cuts you did not choose. The people who created this problem are not the people sitting in front of me tonight. The hard decisions ahead are going to need input from residents, and I hope we can find a way to give it without taking it out on each other. I came tonight because I wanted to spend a few minutes naming things that are going right. Most of what I'll mention is on the north side where I live. They are smaller stories than a library closing, but they are real, and I think they matter, especially right now. After decades of planning, Birdland Park is moving into construction. It's going to be a place where families can connect with nature, kids can play safely, and where generations can spend time together outdoors. The north side has needed that for a long time, and seeing it being built signals that our part of town is worth investing in. The Reichert Center opened last month on the old Grubwise site. I've been in there a few times now, and what stands out to me most is how it reflects what neighbors asked for during all of the input sessions over the past few years. City leaders listened, and it shows. The new pre-apprenticeship program through Polk County Housing Trust Fund is going to train people from our community in carpentry and electrical work and put them to work on homes in our neighborhood. In neighborhoods like mine, where homes are well over 100 years old, we need these skilled tradespeople. This program will keep homes livable for the families in them and give people a career path in the trades that can support them in the long term. I also want to step outside my own neighborhood for a moment because the Central Iowa Community Land Trust just added 3 new homes in Columbus Park, Highland Park, and Oak Park. This city helped build the land trust from the ground up alongside other partners. The land trust is a new pathway to permanently affordable home ownership, and there is nothing else like it in Iowa. This model is going to make a huge difference in families' lives for decades to come, and none of this would have been possible without this council's support. Recently, postcards went out to homeowners in local historic districts, reminding them about the requirements and pointing them to resources. These are something a lot of us in neighborhoods like mine have wanted for years. We never had the capacity to do it ourselves, so thank you for doing it. I also want to say that our council members show up. They come to our neighborhood meetings, they come to our events, and they come to plenty of things that have nothing to do with a campaign. That consistency builds trust with residents, and it's something we notice. I know none of this fixes the budget. The cuts ahead are going to be painful, no matter how carefully they get made. But the work that this city does, even the small pieces of it, matters, and the way through what our state has done to us is going to be all of us pulling in the same direction. Thank you.
Thank you. Jeff Freud?
Hello, my name is Jeff Frood, and I live at 116 56th Street in Des Moines. That's Josh's ward. And my wife and I have lived there for almost 39 years now. So we know the neighborhood well, and we know 56th Street well. And you do have to kind of learn how 56th Street behaves. It lives. And there are things that go on. It gets sick, and you have to get antibiotics or something for the street occasionally. Anyway, I do want to comment. I appreciate what Josh has done in this meeting regarding the 56th Street work and last meeting as well. It reminded me at the last meeting, I thought we as the neighbors or the residents were promised an opportunity to have a conversation with staff about what would work, what wouldn't work, and then proceed from there. And we never heard from anybody. So again, I appreciate, Josh, you tabling this for an indefinite time period. It's not just parking or congestion that is the problem. There are multiple problems. Congestion, yes, at certain times of the day, and also speeding and running the stop sign at 56 and Robertson. I remember several years ago, we had a neighborhood party watching the police pull people over as they set up a sting operation at the stop sign. And I'm sure if you did that again, you could close the gap on your funding from the new tax bill. So anyway, I encourage you to encourage staff to reach out to the neighbors. We know how 56th Street operates, and we can be of great assistance. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you. Lori Wolf.
Good evening. I'm Lori Wolf. I live at 116 56th Street with Jeff Rude. We've lived there for 39 years. I spoke with you at the May 20th meeting in regards to the issues on the 56th Street and the Hannawalt and parking. I too would like to thank Josh for listening to us, both at the last meeting as well as responding to emails that I had sent and tabling this issue so that we can discuss it more. I also would like to thank John Davis, the city traffic engineer, who responded to my emails and responded to a number of questions that I had. He notified me that this would be on the agenda today. He had also indicated that they had come up with an idea of how to resolve the issue, but he also stated that they weren't quite certain if it would really address the issue. At last meeting, I had presented 5 possibilities of how to resolve congestion, traffic, speeding, and running the stop signs. And I was in hopes, like others that were present, that we would have a meeting with city officials as well as the school officials. So what I am asking this evening is that we please schedule a meeting with neighborhood representatives, the principal of the school, any safety people connected with the school that would be of interest, as well as city officials, to really sit down and talk about what are the issues on this street and come to some resolutions that address the school as well as address our neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you. Viola Perry.
Good evening, Mayor, City Manager, Council members. I'm Viola Perry, Forest Avenue Library friend, Ward 1. You know, it feels like deja vu because many years ago, I spoke in front of the council about the Forest Avenue Library because it was in jeopardy of losing hours, operations, all kinds of things. Luckily, it worked out. And now, today, I speak again on my beloved library. In remembrance, the library was a small building located on 13th and University, which is now Mariana's restaurant. You see, it was passion and perseverance of the community and many others to help build the Forest Avenue Library. It was led by the late Evelyn K. Davis, the late Jessie L. Taylor, and Mrs. Dorothy Campbell, who was in the work session this morning. I have a great sense of pride going to the library because I played a small part, like so many others, by purchasing a brick, which is a fundraiser, to have our names or organizations written on the brick and placed in front of the library. You know, there's so many wonderful things that happen at the Forest Avenue Library, and some were mentioned this morning in the session, like the Soul Food Fest. And Councilman DeBom attended one of those. And perhaps Council Barrett might have made it to our dynamic women celebration if he had not had a conflict. I apologize again for the late invite. Also, looking at this, knowing that Mayor Boson served on the library board. With all that said, it comes down to the budget. It would be devastating to a community to close a building, which is the heartbeat of the community. So I hope things will work out this time. I really do, because I've been told many times that God always has a ram in the bush. Thank you.
Thank you. Amy Mackerel? Okay. Sage Love? It looks,
Mayor, I make a motion to receive and file 39A through G.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded. Please vote. I believe the motion carries.
7 yes.
Okay, with that,
Motion to adjourn, Your Honor.
our second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This meeting's adjourned. Thank you for coming.